what's up? It's Henry at Mowers and Blowers.
I'm gonna blow the microphone.
My buddy Bill came to visit again. He, what did you come for?
Came for a Tecumseh recoil pull start that I needed that might fit.
So he has a vac chipper, Troy built. He got it from my friend Don Bell. Don from Medford, you know? Anyway, he was giving it away. I had so much on my plate that I just, while it was a nice machine, it was missing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, a lot of stuff. It's missing a hose, a bagger.
I got it running. I just wanted to get it running.
But all that stuff is basically useless if you don't have it. You know, it doesn't, I mean, maybe you'll be able to chip wood with it, but you're not going to be able to suck anything up.
I can make a lot of mulch.
You can make a lot of mulch, or, you know, he could fabricate a hose. You can kind of fabricate a bag if you really wanted to. You could.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I have a billy goat.
Potato sacks, whatever.
With a big bag. I have a billy goat that I'm going to adapt to the back of it.
See, I mean, it's, and those baggers are so expensive.
It was like 150 bucks.
Easily, you know, unless you buy it, you know, used. But most likely, though, you look for something like that, the bags are always gone. But to find a machine that only has the bag and no machine, it's impossible. I've never seen it before. I've never seen anybody sell a vac chipper bag all by itself. If anything, you'll find a vac chipper without the bag. You know what I mean? So getting the bag is like, and that's my thought process when my friend Don from Medford offered it to me. He goes, hey, I'm throwing this out soon. Do you want it? And I look at the picture. I'm like, it's missing the hose, missing the bag. It's missing all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? It's missing a wheel too, right? It's missing a wheel. And that wheel, it's a wider wheel than a normal lawnmower wheel, right? So I'm like, man, I got to end up going to buy that too. So while it is probably worth over $1,000 at the time, you know, right? For me to think about the wheel, getting it running, the bag, the hose, I mean, I don't want to be in it for like $300. No way. So I said,
I'll take it.
DM'd Bill on Instagram, and he went and got it. And so he's missing a recoil starter, and I had the recoil starter off of that Edger horizontal Tecumseh engine that I had. And so he came to get that. I just give it to him.
That's a nice guy.
He's going to donate to the channel.
Of course.
Today, I'm going to figure out why, as you guys saw from yesterday's episode, this engine runs great. It may need some seafoam or ideally a complete carburetor clean, but it runs on its own just fine. But once in a while you'll hear it going like hesitate, and maybe a backfire when you're going from low throttle to high throttle, which means that you've got some cloggage in the carburetor. So I mean, one day I'm not planning on using this for anything, you know what I mean? We're near winter, right? So I might do a carburetor clean on this video one day, because if you look on YouTube, there's really not a lot. There might be one or two, but not a comprehensive carburetor clean on a Vanguard V-twin vertical shaft engine, which would be great, you know? And I don't even have to tell you how long it's going to take for me to make that video, because you're talking about great lighting, putting the tripod in an area where you guys can see perfectly. Maybe I'll just put the GoPro on my head, huh? Yeah, that might be good. So now I'm gonna flip it on its side. Oh, there goes my charger. So as long as it's sitting like that, I could see what's going on here, right? On the bottom. So here's the bottom. There's the electric PTO. And it does move, but it's a little rusty. So that might have been the reason for it stalling when I engaged. I did turn the switch on a couple of times, and it stalled the minute I engaged it. So it's a little sticky, you know, from rust or something like that. As you guys know, it's magnetized when you pull that switch, and it draws a lot of voltage. So, you know, it moves and everything, so it'll be all right. And then looking at everything here, seems to be copacetic, you know. This is the idler pulley. This is the tensioner pulley, right? This is also an idler. It just keeps it there. and it goes all the way to the tranny, and there doesn't seem to be any reason why it wouldn't work. So I was thinking that I might have to just bypass the magneto and solenoid. I don't really have to do the solenoid, but I might as well, as long as I'm doing it, right? So I won't have any problem starting it. It doesn't now, but I would, you know, I want to make sure. But because it shuts off when I step on the gas more than a little bit, so that some safety switch is messed up so that it wants to kill the engine. So if I just took the magneto wire from the ignition switch straight to the magneto, you would bypass all the safety switches, you know? So look, I'm gonna do the brake now. Is that tensioner moving?
This one here is coming up.
So that, okay, so when you're stepping on a brake all the way, now it's not gonna go anywhere, right? So when it's in gear, not in gear, yeah, that's right. Well, in a 5-speed situation, you would put it in gear, let go, and it would create the tension of the belt to tighten so that it would turn the transmission.
Disengages
So
the
then
drive.
let me lock, no, let me not do that. Let me push the gas pedal. Okay, what do you see with the gas pedal? If I, why does the brake pedal move too? See what I'm saying?
Because it's disengaging the belt. Why would it disengage?
Okay, that's good. No, but then it's
Why would it
it's
disengage the
pushing
belt?
it's pushing the brake pedal down.
The belt gets loose. Now it's tight.
See, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So why is this? Oh, do you see the connection between the gas pedal and the brake? Like, what's making the brake move along with the gas pedal?
It's going straight across. Oh, it's connected.
Caught on something?
No, they're connected.
They're connected?
Yeah.
What the?
This
Really?
lower, the bar for your gas and brake is larger diameter than this. Could this go inside of this one, maybe?
Crazy.
It's hard to see from inside
I
here.
bet you it has something to do with that. Anyway, it's weird, you know?
Get the gas. Want to see what happens?
Yeah, okay. Okay, so Bill's gonna move the gas pedal. Okay, keep doing that. Why does the brake move too? Oh, it's gotta be something in there.
This is separate now. I can't. They're bound. Henry.
Huh?
Henry, they're bound. I can pull on this and push on the gas.
So
They're
now,
not separate, but they're just binding up.
oh yeah?
Yeah.
So let me just shoot like
A lot.
a lot of stuff in there and see what happens.
Want me to show you what I'm doing?
We could see. All right, so
See? And I can
okay, so no, look, it looks like it's loose now. See?
get used to it as I do this.
But why?
the brake down.
Why is it? Why was it touching though? You know? You know what? That's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, Henry, I see the pivot point. It's exactly what I thought it was.
Yeah?
This is a smaller diameter than the larger diameter here.
Uh-huh.
This goes inside of this one.
Okay.
I can see the mating point.
So we need to. So lubricant will free it up.
Put a hose on it and shoot it down there.
Cool. So we do that, and then I'm going to bypass the magneto. No, maybe I won't do that yet. Interesting. It's a good thing I have a Volkswagen chief technician. Okay, Bill's figured it out.
There's two levers on this mechanism here. The one on the left is the larger diameter pipe, and the one on the right is a smaller diameter pipe, and it's right inside. Right where these two pivot is right here. So if you could spray some penetrating oil, hopefully it'll get down
So
inside.
this part was getting hung up on this part. They were
Yeah,
stuck together
they're
because
stuck
there's probably a
together.
lot of rust buildup there, right?
And as I move it-
point to it where, with the thing. Hey, did you leave a flashlight down there?
Yeah, yeah. Shine the light right on it.
Yeah.
Shine the light right on it. This is that lever right here. Right here, this lever here is connected to the disengagement. And this pipe here with this lever on it is connected to the gas brake pedal.
Bet. So you know what? I'm gonna go get some
and
penetrating
that's where
oil.
that separating point is.
I'm gonna get some penetrating oil and you're gonna
What I'm
blow
gonna
it.
do is, first I'm gonna shoot some penetrating oil from our friends at Lucas Oil Products. And then after that soaks in, we're gonna hit it with some toolbox buddy to keep it well lubricated from Lucas Oil Products. Get it in there.
Henry, I can't see!
I can see. Ready? And we'll hit it with some penetrating oil.
You mean toolbox, buddy?
I know, I get them backwards. Get in there, good. All right, let's try and work them.
Work it, work it. Does it feel better?
A little bit better.
Maybe you gotta spray some more in there.
Definitely moving. Tell me what you think.
Methinks Bill should come by more often so I can video and he could work. That's a good idea. That's right, not a good idea. Good idea.
He thinks Bill should get Henry a better flashlight.
You don't like the Harbor Freight ones.
I've got about 12 of them on my refrigerator. My wife
And
loves
none of them work.
No, my wife loves them.
Yeah, I think we loosened that up, at least for now. What I'm gonna do now, I wanted to bypass the magneto, the safety switches on the magneto part of it, but because the magneto is attached to that second ignition switch that it has, which by the way, I haven't even touched it and the engine runs and shuts off just fine, so I'm not really sure exactly why that guy put that second ignition switch there. And I'm afraid that if I bypass something, right, that second ignition switch is not going to serve its purpose, if it's serving its purpose, if you know what I mean. So I'm kind of weary on doing that right now. I almost want to just say, let me start this baby up and drive it back and forth and see if it works, you know? But again, my kids, they're in class, so I really shouldn't do it now. Let me think about it for a second. So this is what I have to deal with today. Like I said, my kids are in online learning. Their room is right there, so I can't start up any engines. They're in class, live class. So I was thinking about bypassing the magneto and the safety switches, right? So that no matter what, the engine will not shut off without just turning it off yourself. There's nothing to prevent it from shutting off. I want to do that. But what if what Bill did, lubricating that, fixed the problem, and that I didn't have to do that, and it runs just fine the way it is? So because I can't start up any engines, we're gonna push this over there so it's far away, so the noise isn't too crazy, you know? That's what we're gonna do now. Got it about 20-30 feet from my house. This is a pretty quiet engine anyway, but I'm gonna start it up and see if it works. Oh, remember I fixed my choke cable? Let's see. Here we go. Am I missing something? I know I'm forgetting something. Off choke. Let it go. Hey, I'm gonna step on the gas pedal now. Oh!
That switch works. You got it?
Are you ready?
The belt. You hear it pop?
That's what it is. It's a seat safety switch.
Yeah. When you hit
Every time I
reverse,
go like that, it wants to stall, you know?
because your butt comes up.
That's idle.
That's good.
Oh, let's try the
PTO.
PTO.
Look coming. PTO's working.
Awesome. There we go. Bill's fix with the lubricant. Loosen up the two things that were binding together. The separate brake pedal and the separate gas pedal were rusted in between that housing, right? The gas pedal had a housing, whereas the brake pedal went into it, or it's the other way around.
Into it, so they could
Exactly.
operate independently.
So into it, it was bound up by rust and inactivity. So after we put some stuff in there, it now moves freely separately of themselves. So as you saw, it didn't stall when I was going forward or backwards in the highest speeds it could go. And the only reason why it seemed like it was going to stall was because it has a very sensitive seat safety switch. Every time I move forward, right, this would
Real
lift up
sensitive.
and it would try to stop it. So I had to like kind of sit backwards, you know, but I'm short, so I can't reach the pedals, you know. So I mean, I guess I could go and bypass the magneto and all that stuff, but honestly, you really want to keep it as stock as possible, and it obviously, the safety switches seem to work fine. I blew penetrating oil around the PTO, the clutch, and that kind of works like a brake pad and a brake rotor,
So
right?
friction material.
For me to shoot it in there, I'm like, oh, should I do that? You know, because maybe it won't grip onto whatever.
To spin a deck.
Because it, yeah, exactly. Well, we don't have a deck,
Nope,
see,
so
so
it doesn't
it
concern
doesn't
us.
matter, you know. So at least it works. You know what I mean? The LP2 works. So pretty stoked about it. It appears that the surge is some, right? So what do we have to do in our next episode?
Bring it in, carburetor.
I'm gonna have to do that video where I clean a carburetor for a Briggs Vanguard V-twin vertical engine. I don't think there's too many videos out there like that, so I'm actually looking forward to doing that. Not really. But it doesn't look all that hard, you know what I'm saying? I'll just take it apart, everything out, clean all the jets and stuff. But we're gonna have to wait until tomorrow. We want to find out what that second ignition switch is for. So the seat safety switch works. This apparently does nothing, right? It does nothing, right? Oh, that's what it is. The second ignition switch is to bypass the seat safety switch.
Probably all of them.
Or all of them. That's what it's for. So Bill explained to them what that second switch was.
This second switch here is bypassing all of the safety switches. Once I turned it off and I stood up, it will continue to run. But once it was in that position, the regular ignition switch wouldn't shut it off. I had to cut it off from this switch that somebody else installed.
So he put that on just to bypass
Just to
safety
bypass
switches
safety
as an
switches.
option.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
So basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep that ignition switch for a future project, right? And as you can see, it basically bypasses this black wire here that connects to the magneto. So I'm just gonna cut this, put these two blacks together again, and then it would run normally on that ignition switch. Because this just looks crappy anyway.
Get rid of all this spaghetti here.
That's it. we notice that there's a cigarette lighter
All right, turn the key
hole
on.
here.
Boom.
How about that? You turn the key on and the cigarette lighter works. You can charge your phone.
Yep.
Awesome! So I removed the second ignition switch completely. I connected the two black wires here, which should work. We'll find out right now. While Bill is starting the engine to see if it starts and shuts off, while the engine's running, I'm going to test and see if it's charging. Okay, Bill, go ahead. Shuts off. Go ahead. Hey, that's weird. Isn't that weird? Oh, okay, so it does still work. All right, let's see if the switch shuts off. There we go. So now everything is perfect. It's stock, right? We removed that second switch, and the stator is charging the battery. So awesome. Man, that's our video for today, man. Loosening up the mechanism for the gas pedal and the brake pedal, removing the ignition switch, which honestly shouldn't be there anyway, right? We figured out that it does charge now the battery perfectly, so the stator works fine. This thing now runs forward and backwards, so this hauler works as it should now, which I'm totally stoked at. The next episode is going to be a comprehensive carburetor clean on a Briggs & Stratton Vanguard V-twin 23 horsepower vertical shaft engine, which there isn't too many videos out there. But anyway, thanks Bill for coming along and helping me wrench today. It was always good to see him. Every time he comes over though, we talk for 2 hours and we wrench for half an hour, you know? But that's just how it is when two guys get together with similar interests, you know? But anyway, thanks a lot for joining me on today's video. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. See you guys next time on Mowers and Blowers. Hey, if you guys enjoyed the video, remember to give me a like. Also, comment below. Subscribe. Remember, it doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, right? Also, hit that little bell. That way you'll get post notifications whenever there's a new video and you won't miss out on any of them. Remember to follow my Instagram and Facebook, as well as if you'd like to donate $1 or $2, paypal.me/mowersandblowers. Really appreciate all the support. Also, to keep the videos coming every day, support the channel. Bye.